Welcome back, everybody. Let's do some drawing. I've got no plan, and originally I was going to draw the Krampus. You know, the big, nasty Santa Claus. But I wasn't sure about it, so I thought instead I'd draw something else. I haven't quite figured it out. Let's make it up, though, as we go along. Oh, you know what? We could draw a little bit of the harp ship. We haven't done that for a while. Right. So I hope everyone is well and enjoying whatever day it is that you watch this. Yeah. I hope you're all being up to nice things and maybe getting a little bit of holiday time and a little bit of time to rest. We all need time to rest, don't we? Right. I haven't really got much of a plan. I'm guessing what we could do is we could do the sort of the mouth, I suppose, the opening bit of the half ship, which is quite, I mean, I've drawn it enough now to kind of understand the basics of what I need to do. But fortunately, because it's all made up anyway, I can't really get it too wrong, which is one of my special talents, you know. If you're making it up, how can it be wrong? Right, we'll leave a little bit there because I feel like I want to have some interaction with whatever's going on there. I hope you can see this. Oh yeah, it kind of looks like a big crab at the moment. Excellent. We are on the right track. Do lots of little details. If this is your first time here, welcome. So the idea of this channel is just to document little creations, mostly my inability to actually stick to one thing, because I keep going from different ideas and different, you know, little characters and different world building. It's just very hard to stick to one, you know. I've always had that problem, you know. If I'm doing one little creative project, I'll watch something or read something and it will influence me to jump ship for a little bit and do something else. Excuse me. Which can be a bit of a pain, but at the same time, a lot of fun. Because then I don't get bored doing one thing. Oh, before this video, I was actually filming another one. I was finishing off Herlof, the Barbarian. And unfortunately, due to my continued professionalness, I didn't press the record button. So, Herlof is now all but done, apart from his feet, but completely off camera. So, apologies for that. I am not a professional, clearly, but I'll probably do another little video, maybe after this one, if I have time, and we can just finish his feet. So if any feet lovers out there, you're in for a treat. That might be the weirdest thing I've said on the channel so far. Excellent. Right, what else should we do? I'll do another little claw thing. There. Like that. Do leave some little bits out because we're going to play around with that in a bit anyway. Let's get the idea. I'll bring it down a little bit. There we go. We kind of want it coming off this way and then sort of in front of itself like that. And leave some little bits out as well, because then that gives us the option to add a few little things later on. We'll just get the shape first. I don't usually do it like this, but I'm making up as I go, so I think I need all the help I can get. And I feel like there should be some sort of, maybe a wanderer. Yeah, who should we do? I'll tell you what, we'll do a little generic wanderer. And if anyone doesn't know, the wanderers or the lures or whatever, we've been calling them on here, are the little characters that you'll play with in the game. And they are, it's kind of a mix. Some are the ones that stay with the half ship, this big monstrosity that we're creating now. And others leave the half ship and go exploring. But I feel like this one will do not quite a playable character, but we'll do I'm saying a lot today. We'll do a little hunter, a little gatherer or something like that. Yeah, that'd be nice. Actually, I was walking my dog the other day, and not very often it actually just comes with just me, but we went to a golf course, and use the term golf course loosely, but it's somewhat of a little park, and there was just oodles of mushrooms, and I guess it's that time of year, isn't it? And it was just really cool because I was walking around with the doggy and seeing all these mushrooms and just imagining, being like some sort of gatherer, forager of them, and I was like, oh no, I need to go and draw this. So maybe deep down inside, that's what I was drawing in my head before coming here. So maybe that's why I've drawn the little gatherer. Maybe. Or I've just been drawing randomly and it's kind of just worked out for the best, which is always nice too. Right, I'll finish this little bit off. Like so. Alright, I'm going to do lots of little cables because I do love cables. Not very straight cables, but it would do okay. I'm going to wrap this one around here. Nicer. And I'm going to do a little pipe over the top of that one. And then a pipe here, sort of going into the metal leg itself and then coming out here. Just a little bit of interaction. I think it just makes it a little bit more interesting to look at, doesn't it? I think so anyway. Also, I need to show my new mug. Look at that. Little frogs. Excuse me. Much better. Right. I'm going to do a few more little details like this on the leg. I don't want to take up too much time. This was meant to be a quick drawing when I had a little bit of spare time. And problem is, I get a bit lost in my drawings and then end up drawing for hours rather than minutes. I need to be a little bit mindful about the time today. Saying that, an hour later I'll be like, whoops. That's okay, isn't it? Cool. Not cool. Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I am working on the game in the background of this. I'm not just zoning out from the idea of the project. There's a lot to do. A lot of little things just to make right, and I've been playing with mechanics around dodging. So it's going to sound really kind of random, but there's going to be two different types of dodging. One is a very basic one that you spend stamina. Sorry if anyone's just jumping in now and I'm talking about a game with no context. My apologies. There's one with stamina, and then there's one that is free to use, but you have to roll. And currently it's a D12, and it will be sort of a natural one will be always a fail. But on this sort of mechanic, is when you roll this free action to dodge, you'll have to beat the enemy's speed of their attack. If that makes sense. But it will be a much harder roll than if you were to just, dodge. If mechanically speaking, if you have enough stamina, you can dodge stuff. I mean, there'll be certain moves and elements of enemies that will make this more difficult, but more often than not, if you want to dodge and you have the stamina, you can. But if you don't want to spend the stamina, and it's sort of like a Hail Mary, if you go for it, you'll have to beat the enemy's speed of their attack, like I just said, but I'm rambling. But if you fail it, you'll take the damage plus more. So there is that trade-off. So yes, it is free, but is it worth it? It totally depends on you, because more often than not, if you do fail it, you'll come off worse than if you hadn't just saved the stamina to do it properly. The dodge, I mean. You know what? That almost made sense coming out of my mouth, but again, it's been a long day, so I hope it's made more sense than what it sounds like in my head, because that was a ramble. Right, gonna finish this little bag, and yeah, that will do nicely. Oh, look at this. I got attacked by the cupboard, reaching for noodles on the back of the cupboard, and really hurt. I know that sounds really silly, but I mean, I still got the noodles in the end, but yeah, I don't think it was worth it. Bloomin' noodles. Right, so I do a little bit more here, leave a little bit there, leave a little bit here as well. And how should we, I wonder what the opening should be like. I'll tell you what, we'll do far bigger like cables and stuff in the opening of the in the half ship itself. I mean, every time I seem to draw the half ship, it changes ever so slightly, and that's because I'm still playing with the idea of what it looks like and how it should sort of reflect the world itself and not feel too alien, if that makes sense. Oh, maybe it doesn't, but yeah, the idea is I want the half ship to sort of look like it was part of the world, because I never meant it for the game to be more of a sci-fi, but the more I draw the mechanical elements of the game, the more it feels like a sci-fi game rather than a fantasy one. And I guess I'm trying to get to the point where everything feels like it gels and just feels right. But that's easier said than done when I feel like my brain's a little bit sporadic and jumps back and forth with different ideas. I don't know why this cable would be moving like that. It seems weird, but that's okay. And then we'll do this side of the opening of the half ship. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, so in true mumbling artist fashion, I hope everyone's got their cup of tea and enjoying the rambles as usual. Right. Oh, what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, that's what I was going to say. In the very near future, I will put a video about, a few drawing tips. I mean, I'm no expert and I don't really know what I'm doing. I make it up as I go along, but I wonder if there would be a few things I could suggest to help people, maybe starting their drawing journey. I mean, I guess I could think of a few little tricks and tips I've learned over the years, but I must admit, I think the most important one is just keep doing it. Keep going. Draw something 1,000 times and it will be awesome. I guarantee. I think that's probably my favorite bit of advice. Just keep drawing it. Drawing it? Keep drawing it. Eventually it will just feel right. I mean, It's kind of weird actually when I think that I've got to the point now, I've drawn this half ship so many times that it feels quite natural just to draw it without a plan, you know. Again, I am making it up, so it's no way easier than trying to remember something perfectly. But yeah, I have a few ideas how to make it feel more like into this world. You know, I could do it as like a giant creature. Oh, it's a very naughty, noisy doggy outside. Having a good bark. Oh, it's quiet. Yeah, or I could have maybe the top of the half ship a little bit more like I guess natural, like more grassy, and gotta stop saying yeah, maybe like a forest or something that got pulled into this world. Cool. All right, let's go. Okay. Do you ever get to that point where you're drawing something and the light feels like it's changed even though it hasn't because you've been focusing too long? And then it feels weird. I got that going on bright now. Creepy. Right, how are we doing? We want to... How do we want to do it? We'll come over this side, I think. And then... Feels like a smaller half ship than usual. Maybe that's quite cool. Yeah. I also had a new idea actually, and I don't know if it's worth going into because I think it will only last a couple of weeks before I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really fit. But the half ships, could be instead of this refuge, this safe place for the characters that you play to stay and live. It could be more of like you're making a settlement, and the half ships would be replaced by these giant, like, I guess like tardigrades, sort of like these big water bear things. And much like Dune, you have these giant sandworms, and you gotta keep away from them. But instead of in the ground, they could be in the air. And I did do a little sketch about that. I thought, oh, actually, I did that at work. It was very naughty of me. I had an idea. I was like, oh, I gotta draw that. And I thought that would be quite cool. Instead of cables, they could be like tentacles hanging down and trying to like, capture, wanderers and stuff. And I don't know, still thinking about that. Visually, very cool, but mechanically and how it fits in the game, I'm not too sure. So I might need to play with that idea a bit more. So I'm clearly concentrating because I've gone all quiet. Cool. Cool. And then we'll do some of these little circly bits. It wouldn't be a drawing of mine without some little random little lines and little flicky bits like that. Okay. Cool. I don't know what should be the back end of this. I haven't figured that out yet, but what should I do on the inside? I feel like that's too thin. Let's add another little bit to that. And then a little bit there. Yeah, that will be okay. I think we get away with that. I'll just bring it around here as well, so it has some continuity. And lots of cables because you can never have too many cables, right? Okay. I'm not sure if this feels like an embrace by the half ship or more of being judged. It's quite intimidating, I feel, at the size and scale of these, biomechanical ships. Like sort of like sentient. Sentient? Is that right? That sounds weird in my head. Sentient? Hmm. And creature slash. Oh, I can't speak today. Creature slash mechanical thing. Some good English there, mate. Good job. Alright. Okay, so that's going alright. And what should we do? We could have. Maybe you should have come out of the ground. That'd be kind of cool. Let's do that. So, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do lots of little bits like that. And then break up the ground a little bit more. Sounds a bit random, but I think I have a plan. There we go. And I'm going to do... So yeah, it's really coming out of the ground. Or maybe it's just kind of crawling in the sheer weight of the creature. The ship is kind of pushed into the ground itself. Like so. Doesn't need to be perfect. It can be a little bit random, I think. Cool. Right, it's looking good. I'm gonna try not to put my hand in front of everything, I do that a lot. I need to stop it. It's really annoying. Okay. Like so. Cool. Nice. I think we're getting to the point of coming to an end of this drawing. I don't think I need to do much more. Yeah, it just feels nice, just taking it really slow and not worrying too much about the end result. I think that's probably one of my little tips as well for drawing, just enjoy it, I think a lot of people say, if you have a bit of a block or you're not really enjoy it, just keep fighting through, which I think there's some truth in that, but I must admit, when I don't want to draw, I just don't. I never wanted to feel like a job. And it was a time, oh God, I'm talking some crap today. There was a time that I did a little bit of art as my job. And it was one of those hate and love things because, it was pretty cool that I got to draw, but I didn't really get to draw things I wanted to do. It was more, for different projects and stuff. I can't really complain about, can you? But yeah, I went through a little phase of not drawing for, I was going to say months, but I think it was years of just not drawing, because it felt like a work thing. And then I started doing silly little things and got back into it. That was very dramatic, wasn't it? Okay. And then we do, how long we got? Oh yeah, we'll just do a tiny little bit more before we finish. And we'll put this leg sort of like wrapping around so it's coming forward a little bit. It's like a parrot beak. Or a squid beak. Yeah, okay. Nearly there. Yeah. So yeah, before we finish, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that comes and has a chat and supports the channel, and a huge thank you to my Patreon and all the patrons that follow me. And I've had some lovely chats with one particular patron, and yeah, really nice person. So yeah, and yeah, huge thank you to everyone that messages on the channel and everyone's really polite and kind and supportive, and some great critiques actually. I mean, without the critiques, I don't think the channel would look, not that it's professional by any means, but as good as it does now. So a huge thank you to you all for just coming and joining me and listen to the rubbish that comes out of my mouth. I really appreciate it. How do you think? I think that's alright, that. Oh yeah, we forgot about this bit. I can't remember. I would put a little thingy. Yeah, seems like a technical term. Little thingy. Perfect. And then little wiggly bits that are meant to feel, you kind of give a little bit of texture to the ship itself. But also, it looks kind of cool. Yeah, we'll call that a day. I quite like this background bit. Have I got a pencil really quick to just shade? No, it'll be fine. No. What I might do instead is just add a few more cables just to add a bit more life to it. Good stuff. Yeah. Do a few little bits underneath the Wanderer's foot. And do a few little roots, upside down trees, I like to think of them in this world. See, this is why I should have, oh, I did leave a little gap. Nice. Yeah, it just brings it a little bit forward. Let me move this up. Perfect. Right, I hope you all had a lovely time. Listen to me ramble on and on and on. Cheers, everyone, and thank you for your support. Have a great day. Bye.